Baby, 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 you driving me wild, you driving me so crazy. Got me acting out, got me tryna stay sober. Wanted your love and I'm out here hungover. You made me wanna take you to London, Paris. Times were cherished. No comparing to you. Keisha, Karen, Megan, Sharon. Girl, I swear that it ain't fair. It ain't fair that.
Hey friends, hey, this is your girl Boy You Know. Nice to meet you. I'm Teresa. I go by Boy You Know. You are tuned in to Conversation with Boy You Know, where I let the truth be told. You take it or you leave it, but you will hear it. So you know it's Thursday, so I'm about to give you some truth. Okay? I mean, we make jokes about it. We compare and contrast with other culture, but really though, it's a problem. Let's talk about it.
I am genuinely convinced that African parents are the biggest hypocrites. Have you ever walked up to any of your parents and been like, Mom, I feel like I'm depressed, like I might have mental health issues. And she's like, you say you're depressed. None of my children are managers. Why even that make you depressed? You don't work, you don't pay bills, you only go to school and come back. What is making you depressed? Please, Jerry, go and watch those places that I left there. And I just think it's so mad because these are the same people working as mental health nurses, as in they went to uni to study mental health nursing and they're working as mental health nurses. Make it make sense. As in, everybody can have mental health issues except my children, and that's fine. African parents, start listening to your children, no?
African parents, we make jokes about it all the time. I understand it's funny, but realistically, it's a problem. It's a problem. So let's have this conversation. Join me. Comment down below. Let me know your view on this topic. Let me know your experiences, or just say hello. I would appreciate that too. I love meeting new people. I love making new friends. So don't be scared. How you doing? How are you? Comment down below and let's get to know each other. I don't mind. Listen, I be liking people posts. I be commenting. I don't even know them from nowhere. But I like to make new friends. Yes, I do. So you can be my new friend. Yeah, you can be my new friend. So let's jump right into this topic because we make too much jokes on it, but really it's a problem. Generational trauma is a problem because in your adulthood, you're going to encounter a lot of difficulties because you know what they say, the soft skills, if they are not learned at the proper age, to learn it's pretty hard. It's pretty hard. And like people say, you can't teach an old dog new tricks. You know, you're not seen before. You can't teach an old dog new tricks. So seriously, you already old. When you're older in your adult life, and you're in adulting, it's kind of hard to relearn those soft skills that you didn't learn when you was growing up. So whoever you are with they'll have to have patience with you and grow with you. And grow with you because you didn't learn those soft skills when you were little. And we make a lot of jokes on it, but realistically, it caused a lot of traumas. Lack of communication, resentment, fear, lack of concentration, abandonment, rejections. The list goes on. If we do not tackle it now, If we don't tackle it now and handle it as a generation, this is going to keep happening. It's going to keep repeating itself. It's going to keep repeating itself. And I'm not saying anything wrong with our African culture. You already know my principles and my views on that. I am keeping my accent. I am keeping my culture. Like, I love everything about my gap teeth. I love everything about my skin complexion. I love everything about my culture, my food, my tradition. Like, I'm not saying anything wrong with that aspect of the culture, because that's what makes us unique. That's what makes us unique, and nothing wrong with that. Our culture, our food, our lifestyle, that's all part of who we are. That's our identity. I'm not talking about the aspect of the culture. This is where you really have to hear me, because I don't want anybody misinterpreting me or taking my points out of context. Please, you can always comment down below too for clarification. I'll be more than happy to sum it up for you. But today, let's have this conversation on African parents' fiasco. How the fact your parents is never wrong. They were wrong you, and you have to tell them sorry. Do you wrong, but you gotta say, "Mommy, I'm sorry." Like, they don't. To be honest with you, some African parents don't even know your age. To be real honest with you, some African parents intentionally would not remember your age, because to them, you're going to be a child for the rest of their lives until they leave this world. And I'm not saying anything wrong with that, but we need to adopt a system where we have the open floor. We are open-minded. I'm not saying we should not continue our culture and our tradition when it comes to certain part of it, like communication. For example, your child is growing up. You have to attend to their feelings, to their needs. You gotta communicate with them. You have to let them go. You have to have an open door to your child. That's, you small girl, you know, but that's in there. That man Bennett can never finish. Man Bennett can never finish. But then when you get older now, they ask, "Oh, you not married? When you getting married? You not married yet?" But when now you back in the day, you tell me, say, "Man couldn't end. Man business couldn't end. What? Man Bennett can finish." So what you talking about here now? That's what I'm saying. You see what I'm saying? So let's get into it. So we need to have an open mind. As a new generation, I'm not saying that you should take away everything, but modify it. Communicate with your children. Have communication, open flow. You hear them out. You respect their feelings. No condescending, no dismissal. Don't dismiss your child because you feel like they're a child. No, don't dismiss them. Have a conversation with them. Hear what's on their mind. Hear what they have to say. What they think about something. Even if you can relate to it, understand. Because you can't wait until the child is older and then you want to have a conversation and then you want them to open up to you. That's just not going to happen. That's not being realistic. You have to have an open door, open mind, be understanding, try to be relatable. Because if you don't develop those connections at an early age, when the child is an adult, it's pretty hard. Almost nearly impossible for that bond to be there, for that bond to be strong. So, yes, it's funny, but it's really not funny because you get into your adulthood now, you lack communication. You don't know how to express yourself in a way you act on impulse. You're so emotionally driven. You don't know how to have simple and common conversation. Things that can be talked through, you act on it, and then later find out like it's a mistake because you didn't learn those soft skills as a child growing up. You just act on emotions and act on impulse, and now it's grew up with you in your adult life. Now it grew up with you in your adult life to the point where that's all you do. You act on impulse. You are emotionally driven. You act before you think. You act before you think because you grew up with fear. When I say something, it's like I'm gonna be in trouble, or it's a taboo, or that floor wasn't open to you. So my problem is the building up the communication and having a bond, and that starts at a very early age. And once that age passes, I mean, it's not impossible. Nothing is impossible. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Nothing is impossible. But don't expect it to like, oh, child. Yep. First of all, don't even expect it to be so tight, one, and don't expect it to be fluently. Not to say anything is wrong with the discipline. Discipline is proper. It's the right thing to do. No, you should. You should discipline, because at the end of the day, you're installing into them structure, installing good qualities into them. So, disciplining is okay. It is the right thing to do. But let there be a floor where it's open door, open communication, open. Do not condescend on them. Do not dismiss them. Do not disrespect them too. Not to say they can be your best friend. No way. Not to say they should be your best friend. If they are, great. But have that balanced. Have that balanced. Let them feel love. Let them know. And you have to show them love. You have to show them love. They say actions speak louder than words. So how you act is how you feel about the person.